Hi everyone, welcome to Zelda Speedruns. Today we have a Survivors of Hyrule tournament match. This is WallKicks versus werfjig in the semifinals. Tracking today we have Tam, and on commentary we have Clearmouse and Telethar, and they'll take it from here.
Thanks, Baseball. Good evening, Telethar. How's it going? Looking at the other side of the bracket, maybe eyeing a potential future opponent?
Hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah. This looks good. I'm excited. This is the W's, werfjig versus WallKicks. Two obviously very talented people. Tracking for us is Tam, part of Did You Check Your 60 Boots, also known as the Backpack. Tam did a reverse sweep of the former team in order to carry them all the way here to the semifinals. Tam was the sole survivor, and werfjig gets to reap the benefits of Tam's success. And we're here for game one of semis.
Yeah. I think that, werfjig probably feels like, oh god, I need to win now after everything Tam's done for us.
Yeah. And I will say, so werfjig in the last round, he also did play casual boots in his matchup, and it was against GGW. Ganon's Gone Well, which is, an extremely formidable opponent, right? GW is probably one of the, top finalists, if not, the finalists. Obviously, he's a league winner as well of casual boots, so, it was a very tough matchup. Not quite sure, how it's maybe, formidable WallKicks is, I guess. He's not known for casual boots, however, though, this is rando. The game can go any way, which direction. Nobody's untouchable. I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah. I mean, so I would say that as a general statement, WallKicks is very good at being efficient and full cleary, which is why he's such a scary player in entrance. Is he's really good at being efficient, and he's really good at clearing the game out and not leaving holes behind.
That's very true.
Unfortunately, the meta to play a game like Casual Boots is to just be unhinged and skip things. Because, if you don't need it, it's good. Doing things is slow when you don't need to do things. With that said, sometimes you need to do a thing, and going back to it is slower than doing it the first time.
That is, you're absolutely correct. So you are certainly correct in that, with entrance, especially with keys, with the cross keys, retrance, right? You have a lot more things that are shuffled out in the world, and you have a lot more things you're kind of looking for. So then, it's especially more imperative to kind of be very efficient. Maybe not, leave yourself too many openings that you can't actually gonna get punished for. Casual boots, a little bit more limited. Not entrance, not keys. All the keys are shuffled within their dungeon. There are fewer decisions in general to make. That being said, though, if you do end up getting punished for something that you skip, there's just kind of a little bit less ground to potentially to make up that time, or you can hope your opponents kind of did the same thing. I was thinking, earlier about you talking about maybe doing things they may necessarily need to. I do actually see that both WallKicks and werfjig picked up both magic pots in the front of Escape. Could actually be useful. More often than not, I think we've kind of, at least the meta has gone that you only just need one magic pot pickup. If you have Fire Rod, maybe you find the hammer and the powder, as part of your trip before Magic Bat, right? So one pot of magic is actually really nice. Now that being said, of course, if you find a medallion, we already have a sword, right? Quite nice for medieval arcade. So.
Yeah. The magic bat is the reason why you pick up the one powder or one magic container, because unlike say maybe entrance or anything like that, unless tree poles happen to give you magic, there's no magic that you're going to come across before Kakariko.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's definitely something I think that maybe necessarily especially werfjig and WallKicks, they've played for so long, they have, this experience, but, resource management, is actually quite, important. It's a bit more emphasized maybe in other modes, like, let's say, like spoiler, or even like, entrance and cross keys where, even if you maybe even have like money as a resource, your bomb shops aren't necessarily fixed, right? You gotta go find them. So in order to be able to try and just scrounge up anything that may be useful, when you kind of like least expect it, or it's always just good to be prepared. And yeah, that magic pot really helps you because, as you said, there's not kind of like much else, and magic is it can be very lacking when you really need it. At times, because it's something that, I mean, I don't know, it's almost kind of like having like silvers. It's like, okay, I got silvers, I'm gonna go fight Vitreous, right? I'm gonna be fine, and then you like come to Vitreous and you have like 4 arrows and you're just like, I should have planned this out better.
I have regrets.
Yes. Maybe a little less impactful when like you run out of silver arrows on Ganon. You're just like, oh well, I guess I'm gonna do silverless now. At least you have a backup. But yes, when you're at Vitreous and you're kind of dependent on the silver arrows, and you're on like Fighter Sword or something, yes, you have regrets. Especially since also you don't necessarily need a hammer to beat or to even access Mire. So yeah, you could really be stuck on some offense equipment.
So have we found a map yet?
We have not found a map. At least I don't think I've seen one. So far, we have seen the small key. We've seen 3 bombs. That was our first Y item in Dark Cross. I think we found a couple of rupees as well.
So
we found a nice blue boomerang. We found a mirror, and that unfortunately was too late. I'm disappointed.
Okay. We're gonna get a sword and we're gonna rush Castle Tower here.
I am on board. Or a lamp. Do we need a lamp?
We don't need a lamp.
Okay, perfect. I have been told that at least WallKicks, probably werfjig, is okay doing at least second chest. So surely once we get to the second chest, we can get a little bit further. It's like halfway, we're like halfway done already, right?
I mean, you have no idea what could be in those first 2 chests. They could be
exactly.
anything. Could be Castle Tower keys, but it might be.
Yeah. Okay. We'll put money on it. It's unfortunately only 10 arrows, so even if we mirrored / bonked bomb death our way through to the top of the castle, or to the beginning of the castle, we could not have really done anything. Unfortunately, I'm disappointed. Okay, so I didn't see anybody get like a 450, so I don't see anybody having the need to skip the lumberjack check or Bonkrox checks.
WallKicks looks like he's skipping it.
Wow. Okay. Alright. Maybe we will get a glove up here. There are multiple opportunities, for what it's worth, to check Lumberjack. werfjig get a nice rupee crab, though, for 8 bombs. It is 8. Was that a bottle?
I think it was a bottle, yeah.
Okay. So you most likely not needed?
Well,
yeah.
You basically just mark it off. Like, it doesn't exist until it really, really is the ultimate left.
Yeah, it really, I think that's a very good way of putting it. Alright, we're seeing a little bit of a difference. WallKicks, he's more than satisfied with the 60 rupees, excuse me, that we got in the back of Escape, or the front of Escape. We're just gonna gotta cut a little corner here and there. We see the infamous werfjig Tam 216 skip of not picking up the heart piece. I will say that the mirror is kind of nice in that we got the blue mail immediately afterwards, so death warping is not going to be too big of an issue. We just have red mail, so you know what? That mirror is even better.
Yeah, granted, you don't really death warp that much. I pod, yeah, but like...
Thieves Town? Maybe?
Yeah, but like, we're probably getting to Thieves Town with like 3 hearts anyway, or 4 hearts anyway, like...
Okay, that's fair.
But like, I mean, really, you're just not going to death warp out of Thieves Town.
That's probably true. Maybe by the time we kind of get over there, we're probably willing to full clear the dungeon to begin with. Okay,
even if we don't have the hammer, you just...
That's right, yeah.
The weird part about Thieves Town is that, like, it's in logic without the hammer when you can't get the big chest. And when the big chest locks the small key, it's not in logic without a hammer, so like... It's like this weird backwards state where you want to do it out of logic only.
Oh, but then if you do it out of logic, then I guess you risk leaving the big chest, right? Is that? Or I guess you don't know
in logic, you risk leaving the big chest. When it's out of logic, that means the small key's in the big chest, so you don't care.
Right.
Logic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's a weird flip.
It's almost like a paradox, right? Except in Thieves Town, not in the cave. Yes. But I guess like maybe for what it's worth, like people abandon the Thieves Town big chest a lot in this mode. So if it's the last location, it's probably a last location for your opponent as well. You just at least hope that that's the case, and you go back to it faster if something is there.
Yeah, I mean that's generally how most of this stuff goes in this mode. Is you just close your eyes, pray, and charge forward, and eventually you crash and burn and hope that you're not the only one doing it.
That's right. And speaking of closing our eyes, we don't actually have a lamp, so I don't think we actually have to close our eyes. Although, maybe if you close your eyes, you can actually see better in the dark. I'm not sure, but yeah. Well, we do have a fire rod. One of the items that I'm sure most people would love to find early. By the way, Werf did a map check. Tam has already caught the map check for us. We see Desert and Hera are pendants. Apparently, Desert is the green pendant. Thank you. But the point is that's still a pendant. So, again, we potentially, I don't know. Well, I guess, okay, we just have a glove? No pearl, no hammer. We got a shield. It's not very exciting.
Maybe
do you think Zora's going to be required?
Yeah. I don't think it's going to be very friendly to get to.
It is in logic. Probably for worse. But the game could surprise us, right? Okay, so money is never in logic, or never considered to be logical, except for a shop to key drop. In which case money is actually taken into account before you can go buy things. But we could be surprised with a ton of cash. Or a ton of bombs. Can we trade them in for cash? Oh, we got a bow. Okay.
Alright.
We can also... We could potentially splash delete now. For...
Oh my god, what is this? What am I seeing out of WallKicks? What am I seeing out of Werf?
Werf has some more creative strats to disperse the many Moldrons. But yes, I believe I believe that we're watching an imposter on WallKicks' side. There is more than one Phoenix Wright user for what it's worth, but I don't know what he's doing. This is a mode that's unfamiliar to him, It's just one of those, like, I don't play these non-entrance, non-keys modes.
He did this map check because he wants to know, like, am I going to Eastern? It's clearable, but, like, what's the difference? If Eastern was a pendant, where are you going?
It's a great question. Maybe up the mountain to sequence break? I don't know if he wants to do that. No, Zap. The other one is Zelda. He also refuses to go into Eastern without having the big key and the bow. We can go to Desert. See the map check. See, WallKicks was just ahead of the game, right? We're going to Eastern. Okay, we're not going to Desert.
Here we go to Desert to get our green pendant before going to Saha.
Okay. You know what? That is the even bigger brain. I approve of this.
And we just don't have enough magic to light the torches and kill Landmo, so, like, I don't know.
Oh my gosh, dude, this is even better! This is, baseball. I think Baseball rolled the seed. Thank you, Baseball. I so approve of this particular seed layout.
Let me tell you, I don't think we're going to get that green pendant first.
Are you sure? I have a lot of copium out there for both werfjig and WallKicks. I think actually werfjig, for what it's worth. He even said in his streams, like, by the way, I'm not an MG player. Don't expect anything. Okay, so that's pretty classic, right? Not enough money for Zora, so we're just gonna go to Pobo instead. Werfjig is actually swimming out of the bridge.
Yeah, this doesn't work. So he's okay. He's swimming to Eastern. I'm very unconvinced this was faster than just safe quitting.
Yeah, because like saving quitting and then like running from your house, especially with boots, right? It seems to be pretty good in terms of speed.
Yeah. He's doing Saha first, which seems fine. I
Okay.
don't know which is faster, but it's not obvious to me one of them is slower, like at first glance.
We have
those are nice things to get.
We didn't need South Shore apparently. We just have the Landmost care package. I'm sorry, the well, we have a lamp. I guess we can go to the mountain now, but yeah, we got silvers. We have a pearl in Eastern. Thank you, thank you, Eastern Palace. werfjig was too fast with the bow and arrow. The silvers were not even, he beat the silver arrows to the Octorok.
Alright, so I guess we're just heading straight to Ag after this. We're gonna get a Master Sword here, or Cape, and we rescue the old man just for fun, and then go kill
Just
Aga.
for fun, yeah. Okay, would you explore the old man option if there was like nothing else? Or sorry, like if we get in this case a Master Sword.
Oh,
or a
I mean,
cape.
we'll go up the mountain and do Hera probably. Like look at the bottom of Hera at the very least. But I mean, we'll see if they even have any options. I suspect they're not going to have any real options.
I'm gonna assume that. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna assume that maybe Aga is more on the table. Like, assuming we have another sword or cape than like Zora, if we don't get any money, which is not looking like we're gonna get any money.
Alright, don't read chat. It might be a trigger warning.
I am so heartbroken. But it's like Tam, has literally carried like 10 people in their backpack in order to get to the semifinal. So it's like really hard, for me to, discount what Tam is saying. It's okay. Unfortunately, I'm not a mod here, so I can't actually delete that. But it's okay. My memory is pristine in that I can forget anything in 10 seconds, so don't worry about it.
Yeah. Unblemished memory. There's
That's
nothing
right,
there.
that's right. Yeah, okay, so very minor difference, I guess, because werfjig went to Saha first. He does have a lamp, so okay, WallKicks knows that there's probably a lamp out there somewhere, he's gonna be able to find it, and he did have to light the torch, maybe slightly slower than werfjig's gonna do, but, all just gonna come out to be kind of a wash at the end.
Yeah, no, the not having the lamp for this dungeon and not having silvers is like 5 seconds of time lost. Like, doesn't matter. They lost more time in escape compared to what they,
That's true. Picking up that second pot of magic that you didn't even need. Yeah, I absolutely agree.
It like is all. None of it matters. It's just gonna come down to making the better decision for later on once they actually get the ability to make decisions. Since they haven't had that yet.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, even Eastern Palace, there was no decision. The big key is vanilla. You have to go to its vanilla location, which is all the way around. No MS clip in this mode. We don't even have a hook shot, so it doesn't matter. But you don't have any other choice. Just go the long way, And at least there's no decision, as you said. You don't have to gamble necessarily. One person's gonna have like a minute, lead potentially over the other person, or some, very heavily. Early mental damage, for maybe leaving an item behind there, especially if we don't have Dark World access.
And WallKicks surely gets a small chuckle out of that, but
Yes.
but he also knows it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
And like I think WallKicks has been a little more efficient, and that's why he's a little bit ahead. Plus somehow his plus WallKicks regular arrows save time on the.
I'm just saying that if you take a look at WallKicks' use of the wooden arrows versus werfjig's use of the silver arrows, okay, we can clearly see which arrows is the more superior weapon. Okay, you just extrapolate this to other bosses. Okay, this is the way things are.
Yep. definitely a bottle there.
Yeah, it's also highly unlikely that it could be. Okay, maybe highly unlikely is too much of a claim, but it is unlikely because there are 3 other bottles out there that this kid will be required. I guess that bottle. Again, like we are still 1 piece of access away. Another cape, sorry, the cape or another sword. We could certainly find it here up the mountain. We can also just find the hammer. That could just be our regular Dark World access.
What we really need now is another bottle and then a bug net.
I agree.
Keep wide open.
Now, do you think? Thank you, Berna. Okay, Spike Cave is now potentially looking like it's in logic. Well,
we're missing a hammer for that.
Yes. Maybe we'll just put a hammer up here.
I've thought about this before. It's always so unfortunate to me that like Spike Cave you can enter it, but like by the time you can actually do it, you just have access to the entire Dark World anyway because it's locked by Glove, Hammer, and Moon Pearl.
And Moon Pearl? That's actually a good point. Yeah. And then you never want to go there, right?
Turns out it's just in the same sphere as the rest of the Dark World.
Alright, so not only are we getting a Light World map check from WallKicks, we're getting a Dark World map check as well. I don't even think that Werf did it yet, maybe. Maybe he won't because we've already passed the Dark World point of map checking.
Alright, we save quitting here. We have pod access. Like, surely we're not going to go into Hera.
We are going into Hera.
Alright, if we surely we're not going to do basement, right?
You mean basement cage or basement? Basement.
Like if we get a small key, we're just
we're leaving, right? Actually, is that guaranteed to be a small key? Oh, no, it's not guaranteed to be a small key. It could be a big key.
Small or big,
okay.
50-50.
Are we going? WallKicks is going. werfjig, are you going? werfjig is going.
We could be in the Aghanim climb right now.
Yeah, we absolutely can. Maybe, you know what? Okay, we're gonna find a hookshot up here. And then we're gonna be able to have Aga Hall of Fame hook speed. To get there slightly faster.
I think if we find a hookshot here, we're gonna find a hammer on the right side, but also possible that the hookshot leads to absolutely nothing and just gives us Dark World access. Oh my god.
I did not know that this was coming, okay?
I'm so mad.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna guess that you might have been in Aghanim by now, but you know what? Okay, different ways. Are we okay? Werf and WallKicks did Werf not have
Werf is
mirror?
lost.
Okay.
He does have the crystal's not even loaded, Werf. You're just shooting. You have a mirror. Please.
Okay.
Just use
Okay. We're death warping on red mail. We are going to try it. Look at the use of the silver arrows.
Oh my god.
Aren't there fire here? It's okay. He just forgot to look at himself in the reflection before he left. No, you gotta give yourself some positive, messages, right? In the bathroom mirror to yourself. I think he just forgot about that part.
All right. Well, now we can go do Super Bunny Cave and Hookshot Cave.
Do you think Werf is going to remember that he has the mirror when he does these things, or do you think we're just going to order them in the way that we had to do Light World and Dark World later?
I think that he remembers he has a mirror now that he
that's good. Okay, the important thing is we remember. Okay, maybe I can recommend a post-it note for werfjig, especially so we can see his personal stream on the nice CSR restream setup. He has a thing that says this is where a map would go. I can certainly recommend a post-it note where that can go as well. Very, very helpful in my opinion to help you remind things. Did we find anything else in Paradox other than those myths? Because I was not paying attention.
No.
Okay.
Probably not.
Okay. I mean, I don't really see anything notable on the tracker that Tam's been maintaining, so all of the other stuff we've gotten earlier. Hey, look, our first bottle. We don't need Lumberjack anymore. Unless we need that blue potion for something. That we are so inconvenienced to go to the potion shop for. We're also remembering that the Super Bunny Cave is on the left side.
I mean, it moves every scene, so like you can never...
I've also seen this, by the way, for what it's worth. Okay, it's like one of those like USB ports that you try. It's never the first one. It's always the third one. You know, you try once, it doesn't work. You try a second time, the other way it doesn't work, and you try the first way again, and it works. So.
Yeah. I could have sworn it was the other one.
Yes. Okay, so I didn't see anything super funny, or not super funny. Okay, yes, also super funny, other than the bottle, but also Hookshot Cave. I guess we're not going to check the. Okay, we're check the medallion. Oh no, they both checked the medallion. Okay.
Yeah, this is all good, all normal. Werf mirrored to check what's on the island, and WallKicks just said, I'll go back for it if I need to. Saves a double mirror transition.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're off to do King's Tube and Skull Woods and Thieves Town and Smith Chain and
Smith Chain.
Then...
Oh, I guess we have the. Oh, yeah, you know, okay, so now we're gonna do Thieves Town, as you talked about this before, not having the hammer. So this is the. This is the. We're going to potentially isolate the big chest, but it is in logic, correct? Maybe.
If we get a small key in the front, then it's in logic, and we're potentially going to isolate the big chest. If we don't get a small key in the front, then it's not in logic, but we're probably not isolating big chest.
Okay. Or we could just find a hammer, maybe in Thieves Town or the surrounding area. Well, actually, so would you try and look at like the surrounding locations
I don't.
in Village? Okay.
I do them after, I do Sea House, Thieves Town, Chest Cave, Brewery, and then leave. And if a hammer's there and there's an item in big chest and it's an important item, I just say, well, I lose.
Okay.
That's how you play Cast Boots, is you make a bunch of decisions that say, if it's this, then I lose.
Sounds like kind of a volatile mode. I mean, it's actually, I think it's actually supposed to be slightly less volatile than like the open, or like even, well, I guess maybe not necessarily as standard, but you know, the idea is that at least in casual boots you do the standard start and you have swords, right? So then the execution is at least pretty like more consistent, and you would do a whole pendant dungeon, quote unquote, right, that you otherwise would not have potentially done, so reduce the variance. But then also, I guess, sounds like the way you play casual boots. Actually could introduce a lot more variants.
Well, I mean,
decisions.
Those decisions are the exact same in open. It's just then you're also doing it potentially with boots showing up at random points in time for different people.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Okay, would you check the surrounding area in Village if you were lacking boots in Thieves Town?
No.
Okay.
Boots just show up whenever they want, and you just suffer.
Boots late can make a seed feel extremely unbearable, unplayable even. Some people have higher tolerances than others. I think I've heard the threshold be somewhere around an hour for boots lists before people start going, kind of like, cabin boots crazy. But, some people's tolerances are much higher somehow. It might be the entrance thing.
Some people enjoy the game bootless, and other people enjoy the game with fun, but yeah. It's true. You're right, to each their own, right? Different people have different ideas of fun. The with boots version, I do agree that it is certainly the more conventional definition of fun. Okay, so this fight isn't too bad, I assume. Master Sword. Well, I think it's just we can't die. Red mail and a bunch of hearts. Red mail means we cannot die.
Okay.
I mean, Master Sword's also not bad.
It's certainly better than Fighter Sword.
WallKicks like is still, you know, at 4/5 or like 4/5 of his health bar. And, yeah, nice fight. Werf made up a lot of time there actually, so we're more or less
on the fight. That's good.
I mean, after losing a bunch of time forgetting
Yeah.
that the mirror is an item that is in the inventory.
Yes. You know what? Werf probably checked his sexy boots and found a mirror there. You know, it was there all along in the inventory. Did you know there's a sword on pedestal?
WallKicks did.
You're right. Good point. It is not co-op info anything. Not info share, not shared inventory. Werfjig's gonna not know about that sword.
Okay.
Or ped.
Werfjig
Yeah. I think
didn't check
also
YouTube or ped.
I think also Werfjig might have had a little bit more investment in the easiest room in the game. There was definitely a little bit more of a mummy party up around there. But I think both of them, both WallKicks and Werfjig, skip the front, right? Looks like this is just going to be like their back to front Skull Woods traversal, so you go to Thieves Town.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Since we don't have like the Hype Cave entrance accessible to us at all because we don't have a hammer.
Alright, so that's Swamp.
That is, in fact, Swamp. I am actually kind of disappointed that we have the hammer. Or sorry, we have the sword. I wish we had not started with a sword and casual boots for this one particular dungeon. That's it.
You just want to watch the world drown.
I mean, you know, is it better than burning? It's kind of, you know, a tidal wave or two would not be unwelcome given it's like 100 degrees outside right now. Maybe 95 considering that it's night. But I'm just saying, okay? Like backpack, carrier, Tam, all right, had done swordless and their earlier survival, you know, of Hyrule's match. And you know, they made it look survivable. Surely Werfjig, who, you know, is part of the backpack, right, and the team, you know, has followed in Tam's footsteps.
Yeah, just observed
right.
how to complete the fight and
I think WallKicks, for what it's worth, he might be also used to. You know, I mean, you know, he also has a lot of entrance experience. You know, I'm sure he's got to Swamp without a sword, looking for a sword, and there was no sword, and, you know, maybe he had to also improvise.
I'm not convinced that WallKicks has ever done weaponless Argus.
That's very possible.
Like no blunt weapon. No hammers, no swords.
Okay. Maybe he's done silvers. Okay, man, that would be a pretty tough fight. I guess maybe the benefit with entrance potentially is that you don't have the mirror when you find Swamp. So then the whole quick swapping thing between like hookshot and silvers or arrows isn't as dangerous. But you know, some people have said that quick swapping is a mistake. Some people, you know what? If Werfjig, dang, another story. I mean, thank goodness we have playableness from Thieves Town. I'm saying, like, you know, if anybody can do a swordless Silver's Argus fight today, I have confidence it's going to be Werfjig, that he will not accidentally mirror out of the fight, because, you know, we do not know where the mirror is in his inventory.
3 items in the front means the 4th is in the big chest.
Tam has played this game before.
I think it's like 95% chance that the small key is in big chest.
95%? Is that what you said? Do you have any statistics?
That is what I said. It's not like real, but like, so like, logically it should be 50-50, or like, you know, by process of elimination it should be 50-50, but like, the randomizer algorithm is not good.
It is. You mean it's not actually random? Okay.
Well, it's not good at being uniformly random.
I think we actually have maybe some data that actually has, you know, some that gives that statement some credence. You know, even like because, you know, so back in the day, like Dunka did some like 10,000, 100,000 seeds or something, and yeah, he did some stats even on like Laser Bridge. You expect all 4 chests on Laser Bridge to be kind of the same, and they weren't. So,
well, that
yeah,
part. that part I'm not convinced is anything that it more than just noise. But this is like, we know why this is the way it is. Like, there's just the algorithm itself. We understand the way it's written that it works this way.
Okay.
Basically,
Well, we are.
They don't flip it. Like there's like some list flipping action that goes on, but like big key gets placed first, and like due to the process, that process is just significantly more likely to put the small key in. Or what? Oh, we got the fourth item. Okay. Gotcha.
Okay, so that means the small key is locked within the big chest, is that right?
Well, the small key is either in blind cell or the big chest, but...
Oh, right, okay.
We just don't care because all that's left in the dungeon is small key map compass.
Right. Oh man, I hope it's not the compass. That would be tragic. Let's just hope it's here, and then everyone will be happy.
Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking. Like, I can't believe they would skip the potential compass.
Especially for this dungeon. Only this dungeon, by the way. It's another dungeon. We're going slightly off script. It's fine. We have red mail, which means that we can. You know what? Everything is fine because we got the Thieves' Town compass. And WallKicks was really putting that red mail to use. Because why would we pick up red mail if we didn't want the red mail? If we weren't going to use it?
So at this point, the only difference is that WallKicks has done King's Tube and is behind by like 8 seconds.
Are we checking Sickhead, by the way, at all? Okay. Werf was not checking. Okay. WallKicks didn't actually do brewery yet. Thank you, Tam.
Okay.
I am. Okay. Are these? By the way, is this like Werf's like playstyle? Out of curiosity, we're just gonna skip these things that don't actually have any value. Yo, okay, you know what? GFE is correct. Werf doesn't have a mirror. That is out and prominent display on the white button.
So I'm not sure. One other explanation for this situation is that if you look on Werf's actual stream, there's this thing that says this is where a map would go. So maybe Werf's not playing with a map tracker and just doesn't see green square. It just doesn't see the green square. It just like doesn't occur to him at that moment that the kid exists and is as close as it's ever going to be.
We're going to find a flute, okay? And it's not a sick kid, as we say, WallKicks side. And when this is the happiest music. Oh, sorry. Okay, but when Werf comes back and activates the flute, he will just check sick kid then. Doesn't even have to switch worlds, Can we go back to the digging game? Minigame music is always so cute. We are doing a 2 rock pickup for the Smith.
Honestly, standard.
WallKicks has 2 entrance titles, so you know what? If anybody knows how to pick up the Smith, surely it could be WallKicks, right? Did you know you can bonk there between the valleys?
Yeah, I did know that.
Okay.
You got to do some really wrong things to make that happen, though, I'm pretty sure.
When you say wrong things, you mean frame perfect things? That is what I heard. To be able to show that kind of display.
Okay.
It's okay. Okay, but we don't do Smith chain very very frequently. Okay, like this route, nobody really knows how to even do.
All right, so here what you're supposed to do is you do swamp before hype cave. That way it's out of logic and you don't have the hammer, and therefore it's okay to skip left side.
I 100% am behind this type of thinking.
We already have the ice rod. We're basically in go mode. What could we possibly need?
Maybe ether. That would be helpful. I did hear that it's a very round ice rod. It even freezes things for you. It just doesn't have a convenient rod, I guess, to attach itself to. You have to bring your own sword.
Who is ahead? This is... I mean, Werf is, like, clearly more than... Like, he's, like, 6 screens ahead now.
6? 7?
But he's giving up...
What is he doing? What is he... Yeah, he's checking Hype Cave. I don't understand this logic.
I mean,
now
this
he
is
might
like-
actually have to do left side.
This is, like, 4 screens out of logic. Well, what are we doing?
We found Ether.
Alright.
And we found Maya. Okay, so do we actually need anything else potentially? We need Samaria.
Samaria and Hammer.
We need a hammer, right? I forgot about the hammer.
Yeah, pesky TR and Ice Palace. WallKicks is
That's
also
true.
giving back up those 4 screens, running to
Yeah.
Hype Cave. We could be quitting. We could be safe quitting out of the back of Hype Cave.
It's a significant amount of time. You're not wrong, by the way. Like for this, like walking out of Hype Cave, it is 2 caves deep, right? As opposed to just like the 1. But even like 1 overworld transition and back is actually pretty expensive. It's more expensive than you might think it is. Like being able to save out, even in Kakariko, right? People kind of do like the normal, going through the motions, right? Blind's Hut, the well, Chicken Hut, Tavern, etc., right? But I mean, like, if you can save and quit out of Blind's Hut, or even save and quit out of the well, Chicken Hut, like that saves you, that's like double, like you can save yourself basically all the backtracking of that 1 cave, which is pretty significant.
Yeah, I mean it was like 10 seconds to get out of
Yeah,
Hype Cave.
it is. Yeah.
Which, like, 10 seconds is a non-trivial chunk of the difference in most casual boots races, especially when, you're playing a seed like this, where realistically your only choice is, like, the only choice that they've made so far is the correct choice to climb Hera. Everything outside of that has been, like, pretty much no
Normal?
decision at all. Like,
Yeah.
well, not even just normal, like, it's just, there's no way you could make a different choice. Like,
We found boots. Our makeup boots in Swamp. In the donut room.
yeah, fortunately this is not the preset that has boots and a green body, right?
Yeah, correct. Yes, this is a pretty normal. I think this preset has been around. I don't know how long, but yeah, I don't think it's been changed since I think they started basically the origin of casual boots. There's no, there's no 2 pairs of boots.
Okay.
Sorry, there's no 2 pairs of replacement boots.
So here's how this seed's gonna go for the rest of this.
Okay, I'm
We're
listening.
gonna go do
I'm listening.
Mire, and then we're gonna not find anything of value, so we're gonna go into Desert. We're not gonna find anything. We're gonna turn in Green Pendant, also gonna be nothing. And then we're gonna go to Pod, and we're gonna get the Hammer, and that's just gonna blow the seed open.
Your money's on Pod? My money's on Ice?
No, so the reason it's Pod is because we need to get that. We need to go to get Hammer to get, quote, Dark World access for us Aga rushers.
Oh!
And then after you get the Hammer, we it just becomes a free seed. And...
How much copium is going into this prediction, Talithar?
Oh, no, none.
Okay,
This is
okay,
totally
I
normal.
understand.
And then we crush in God Route, and the Aga enjoyers are winning,
Exactly. Okay, you know what? I'm on board with this.
and we basically end up with Mit's Go mode.
Yeah, which means that was, I think, the only thing that we really found on the mountain, right? We found myths, and I guess we found a bottle that didn't lead to anything. And we got the Ether Medallion for Turtle Rock knowledge. But item-wise, I think that's it. So
Yeah.
Perfect. That's how. Okay. Okay. Werf has decided to forget all of these overworld checks. We are dungeon focused. Absolutely, completely. According to this track, there are 2 items left back here. maybe he has seen enough of the previous rando seeds, keys or not, that left side swamp has made a very decisive difference. We are just going to go to the big chest. Never mind. Forget left side swamp. It doesn't exist.
Yeah, I wonder if that was I just want to check this and I'm leaving, or if that was didn't really think about it and then realized, oh wait, none of this is in logic anyway.
Okay, WallKicks is just going to leave. He doesn't care in this case about the Swan Palace compass, which, you know, I'm fully on board with. He doesn't need it.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that could be there is, I mean, a medallion potentially. We'll find out very shortly if they need one of those, or Smaria.
Tam also has notably pointed out that Werf has also skipped King's Tomb again. I mean, you know, it doesn't have anything, so we're fine. Werf is, did you know that walking towards the bird saves time? Did Werf just miss his renegade? Look at WallKicks' flawless technique to wait to stand still and not do anything except wait for the bird to pick him up. It is like never fail.
I absolutely hate when people do that. The jump down to scout desert ledge. It's just, you're gonna mirror into desert. What are you doing? Why are we just fluting at extra time? Like,
it's okay. Maybe this means that WallKicks will not actually, you know, invest his time into getting half magic. Although it's like so good right now. Actually, well, okay, is it gonna be really that good? We have lamp, we have tempered, we have silvers.
okay, we're lost in this game.
I am.
Alright, everything is fine.
We've seen a record-breaking number of blocks being deleted in Checkerboard Cave. This is it's just extra, you know, content that we get to experience in Checkerboard Cave.
All right, Werf, you need to save and quit out of here. I will not stand for running out.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I believe you're also correct, right? Like it seems like regardless of the situation, where you want to go next, you are just supposed to save and quit out, right? Like you shouldn't walk out in any circumstances.
And the only time you walk out is if you're actually going to desert with the book.
Oh right. Oh okay. Actually, even with flute.
Yeah.
I guess you needed a flute. Okay. Okay. Save and quit, go flute again to 8, or to 6, and then run over. Okay, okay. Versus just running out. Alright, so, werfjig. We're going back to Dark Worlds. With Artie...
We're going to do Powder, I think.
We are in the Dark Worlds? North Dark World?
Okay, no, we're doing North Dark World, yeah. I mean, we just found Powder, so that is... Magic Bat is on the menu, but apparently we're finally going to do King's Tomb. This is fine. I feel like this commits you to going to Pod, which is okay. Feels a little bad because you're now, you know, not going to get green pendant. Turn in. Oh my god, what is this mirror position?
Is he gonna...
No, that mirror is gone.
Okay. You know, we didn't have a mirror in our inventory to begin with, you know, for werfjig. We don't need it now. Oh, that's a very convenient mushroom to actually go on our way over to Witch's Hut. Assuming that's where we want to go.
Where if there is no world you're getting back in that mirror, that thing is so far.
Oh no. Everything is fine. We don't need the Dark World portal anyway. Okay, alright, so I stand by my statement that if you do Landmos with the correct weapon, which in this case is wooden arrows, you will guarantee progression. Now, we'll see in this case if what WallKicks does. I don't think he's ever listened to anything I've ever told him to do. We will see. what this has. These fetch quests are amazing on werfjig's side. We have mushroom from graveyard ledge to turn into the shovel.
Into
Where
powder?
are you going, Werf? Into yeah, that's right. That's right. We're do dig spot into powder. All right, WallKicks is gonna finish up desert. Sorry, the desert area. You know, saving quit out of Agina after getting, I don't remember, 20 rupees or whatever was here.
Nice. Graveyard ledge to mushroom to powder or to shovel into 20 rupees. Excellent. So,
are we not doing powder? Oh, we have to do powder. Oh, okay, right. We have to do powder this way because we have no hammer, right?
yeah.
Okay.
Or we're just going to you know, East Dark World. It does exist. Pyramid, pod, catfish.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, WallKicks is actually gonna go do a Zora check that we now finally have the funds for. And yeah, I guess also this is actually in logic because we've had the glove since forever. Is this maybe a thanks Volsky seed? This is a Canis Maria on Zora ledge, which is kind of important.
So we're in Hammer Quake Go mode.
Hammer. Wait, right. We still need Quake. That's right. This
Yeah,
isn't
so
even
us
a catfish show.
I mean, us Aga enjoyers definitely would have done this as well.
So Werf is actually going to get another check into catfish with the mirror that he has again found in his boots.
Flippers are in logic, yes.
Perfect
Nice.
for just in case if you needed more extra Zora check cash. It's here for you. So, okay, if you were gonna go to Pod, like, would you go the North Dark World version route, or would you just start running down? Because I guess if you do Powder, you lose your portal, right?
Yeah, you would just do the north route.
Okay.
It's just, I don't know. These guys need to have committed to this place way sooner. Like, Pod is just way too dense. It's a pendant, so you don't even feel bad about the fact that you can't finish it. But we just were like absolutely avoiding it for way too long, I feel like.
Plus, what if your opponent just rushed Aga? You know, leaving after Pendant Hera, and then your opponent got, you know, all the way to, you know, like they got to Aga, they got to Dark World earlier than you, and then, you know, they were able to go to Pod.
Yeah,
and find their hammer. Exactly.
And then they get their flute, and they still don't have anything, so they go to Hera before checking Paradox, because that's what you would do in this situation. And then you get your hook shot, but that doesn't unlock anything for you because it doesn't unlock Swamp, and then you get your mitts for Go mode.
Yeah, exactly.
Totally.
Easy. Alright, we're gonna do a pyramid check here. This can have our hammer, right?
Sure could.
It's not our hammer.
Sure
Werfjig
isn't.
is just not even gonna bother. I don't blame him. You know, I know he doesn't run NMG, but he's probably okay with 13 hearts right now. And red mail.
Yeah.
I guess he doesn't have a bottle. Sorry, he doesn't have anything in his bottle, so maybe, you know, if he happens to lose all of his health except for, you know, all of his health, then he may be in some sort of trouble. But before then, thank you, Baseball, by the way, for not having Werf's audio, because we do not need to be alerted that we are in danger on low health on Werfjig's side. Only Werfjig needs to know that he's in danger. We are very safe in the, you know, in the comfort of our own couches. I don't know, homes, whatever. Werfjig, you know, can be in the danger zone by himself.
Alright, so you think we hit go mode in pod or not?
So the fact that we
Wait,
don't have a hammer makes me think that there is going to be something here in pod. Now, is there going to be 2 things in pod? We already exhausted our fetch quest, so okay, yeah, sure. You know what? Let's hit go mode in pod, and then they're going to be very sad that they didn't come here sooner.
Classic Kaz boots. I could have been done 30 minutes ago.
Yeah. Wait. Speaking of the East Death Mountain hover, werfjig gonna put his boost into action here.
Sadness.
One try.
The real tragedy is that these guys aren't routing pod the way you're supposed to by skipping through the room.
Okay. So I wanted to ask, even if you don't have to beat the dungeon, like, is it more reason to skip shooter room then? If you like are potentially just because like in this case pause a pendant, right?
Yeah, I mean you just.
Oh.
Oof.
Tam, how's the backpack feeling? Potentially. I mean, okay, I don't want to call anything. However, the fact that WallKicks has found the hammer on Green Pendant Lamos, despite... Okay, my statement still stands, because the green rupee that he got off of Lamos was not progression. However, the Green Pendant, which was 1 level removed, that was our hammer from Desert.
Well, we also were 1 level removed from wooden arrows, so like...
It's true. Right. Okay. Yeah. So, like, the good news for Werf is that there is still a Quake Medallion out there, and you know, WallKicks now has a lot more access than Werf does, because Werf's gonna eventually get funneled into that hammer. I mean, it'll be annoying, like his path to the hammer. However, he is going to be able to get it. WallKicks has like the world now to go search for that Quake Medallion, including Turtle Rock, right?
Yeah, I mean... And I mean, that's the most likely place for it, is Laser Bridge at this point, like, realistically. But... you know, we'll find out.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and actually this is also a very good point. Like, WallKicks left after Hammer turn-in. He can also go back to Pod. werfjig, I mean, if something is here in Pod, it's going to be very good for werfjig. Because werfjig is going to get funneled into that hammer, I think, faster than WallKicks is going to get funneled into that Quake Medallion.
Yeah, I mean... like, realistically, unless it's on left side swamp or something like that, then... what's going to happen is WallKicks is going to do ice, and then he's going to do TR, and then he's going to do pod, and then go from there. Whereas Werf, Werf's next stop is probably Desert anyway. I don't really know what else exists.
Yeah.
Granted, nothing in pod. Pod sucks.
Okay.
I've been saying pod sucks this entire time.
we were so well. Wait, I mean, it was just the pod area. That was kind of important. And for what it's worth, though, like we didn't have the hammer, so we couldn't actually beat Helma, right? So if something is there, WallKicks, like if Quick is there on Helma, WallKicks actually might have a better chance of getting it because he hasn't been a pod at all, right? And he might try to beat pod if he's there.
We all know it's on Laser Bridge now. Yep. I mean, we've known all along where all the items were. That's the benefit of just, sitting here is I knew where the items were, and when they weren't there, that's never what I said.
That's right. How do you think the Aga rushers would have done so far in the seed? Gone to pod, go back to... had nothing, and then...
Well, and then Catfish and get Zora, get my Samaria. And then go back to do everything they did anyway. And probably just... So here's the thing, after you do Aga for no reason, you feel bad, so you start playing a little unhinged.
Just
and
a
you
little,
skip
okay.
things like you just skip a bunch of stuff, and then you catch up because you're just like, oh, I've got to make up time, and there's been no progression anyway, so you just skip all the garbage.
Easty, okay. I understand. Does that map encompass on right side desert? I don't think I paid attention.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, well, werfjig is on his way to go get his green pendant, which is going to lead to his hammer. He might feel a little bad, but then he's going to be in the same position that WallKicks is in. And yep, WallKicks, even though he does have an ice palace over werfjig right now, like, they're still looking, you know, for the Quake Medallion, and WallKicks is going to probably give some of the time back. Like, just like right now, right? He's going to go check the shovel spot, and it's not going to lead to anything. He is going to be able to do, I guess, powder a little bit more efficiently, as in, he's going to be able to just do it with a hammer. But not all of the time, basically, that werfjig has given up and doing all of the overworld checks is going to be forfeited.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, is I think Wally's... I was surprised we even did shovel. Like, we're just going up to TR here, where... And, like, worst case scenario for WallKicks, I think, realistically, is that Werf does ice into TR. Like... I don't see a world where Werf finds this hammer first if it ends up being on this path. Like, I'm not entirely sure where what checks Werf is gonna get to first in general.
Is there something else? Well, I guess he can check the powder if he feels far enough behind. Because that would be like.
Like,
yeah.
Certainly he's gonna do ice first. Like, that's just... There's no way you don't do ice first. And, like, he'll probably skip Ice Tea and save a little time. But I'm skeptical you're gonna not go TR next. Skipping the half magic on Desert Ledge is crazy. Did Werf even see it?
I don't know. Maybe? I do remember seeing green, but maybe that was only on WallKicks' side. I hope he saw it. But, you know, he could also be in the skip it, I'm behind mentality. You know, it happens a lot.
Here's the thing. Like, half magic literally saves you time on magic refill from Ice Palace. Like, going and picking it up is going to save you time literally with that. So, like, there's no reason to skip it outside of you forgot because you're nervous, which isn't great.
I certainly do hope that Werf is not feeling too bad. I mean, you know, like, Werf is certainly experienced, and he has, you know, played rando for quite some time, you know. Obviously, this is just all for fun, and he has been through this type of rigmarole of, oh my gosh, I can't believe I last located this one thing, right? That being said, it doesn't, you know, just because you've had it happen to you many times before, does not mean that it's a good feeling. Nice hammer dash in the Pengator room. This is a red male chomps fight. Everything is a red male fight. We don't actually care about our health anymore. Outside of powder, do we have anything that's left? That's like not where WallKicks was potentially gonna go?
Left side swamp?
Left side swamp?
Yeah,
oh, thanks, Tam. Yeah, that's right. We didn't have the hammer. That's right. So not having the hammer can certainly leave a bunch of holes, like not intentional or anything, right? It just leaves holes because you can't do hammer pegs when you don't have the hammer. We did just check pedestal. At least on WallKicks' side, we know. So WallKicks knows that there's a sword there. I don't think that will be incentive for him to go back and beat these pendant dungeons. Especially,
No.
I mean, yeah. But I guess like if Quick doesn't show up here in Turtle Rock, like all the time that Werf is gonna spend in pod, WallKicks is probably gonna get back.
Yeah, I mean, you're certainly going to pod before left side swamp.
Mm-hmm.
But are we a big chest first enjoyer?
I guess we're a big chest first checker.
That's,
What I've been
I don't understand.
Yeah. What I've been told about, Mimic Cave versus Big Chest of Turtle Rock is that Mimic Cave is guaranteed to get you an item, and TR Big Chest is not guaranteed to get you an item. It could be dungeon item, or it can be like a key. But in this case, if you're looking for one thing, right, you may not always have it in TR Big Chest. I am on Team Mimic Cave first.
And it's just like you're just adding an extra dungeon underworld transition for no reason. Like, it's so rare that it pays out. Like, it's a 50-50 if it's even an item at this point. And then it needs to be your Quake. Just do Mimic Cave.
Alright, Werf is done with Ice Palace.
Yeah, and that's a good point Tam brings up, is if Wally goes to pod, then Wally's probably doing Helma, right? At that point, he has Hammer Peg, Spike Cave, Left Side Swamp. You're not going to leave Pendant Helma to go do Left Side Swamp.
Yeah.
So,
No, I definitely agree with that. You are seeing WallKicks do his boostless laser skips despite the fact that he has boots. As an entrance player, he has said on record that he personally is more reliable in doing boostless laser skips. We have found the Quick Medallion Laser Bridge. Did we say anything about that earlier?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Casual boots, the least predictable mode, just
That's
complete.
right.
Nobody has any clue where the items are going to show up. They're
That's
just
right. Oh no, Werf. Oh no.
Yeah, the
If
good news
only we
is
had-
that you've already lost. So like,
Oh my god. Okay.
yeah, get him.
yeah. Werf is still, very. He has mercy on these dead rocks that literally just cost him like 15 seconds. He did powder them, but he still left them alive, which. Werf is a better person, I think, than I could actually ever be in that situation.
I mean, yeah, at the end of the day, WallKicks decided to be efficient and get his green pendant before going to the pod area. And that's what decided the race, because Werf decided to rush pod, and
But that's also very reasonable too, right?
absolutely. That's Kaz Boots in a nutshell. Is like this came down to the decision of green pendant before pod or after pod.
Mm-hmm.
The 3 items in desert or the 4 to 5 items in pod.
Yeah.
And that's just what the. And that was just the coin flip, and that's how it goes.
Yeah,
Granted,
especially yeah, non-entrance.
They
sorry.
could
Go ahead.
have, neither of these guys made any sort of skips or anything like, they never played quote aggressive. They just made decisions and cleared where they were, and like so maybe you can mitigate, not making the correct decision by being aggressive elsewhere. but like that's also like you can also get burned doing that too. So it is just it is what it is. That's just the mode.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, like as you mentioned, I don't think there was anything that was really, I guess, like pointing to like, you know, go to Pendant Desert and take your green pendant in. Like, WallKicks decided to invest that time as part of his decisions, right? And if nothing's there, right, Werf would be very much like Werf might have gotten the hammer in a different location earlier, right? And then like the race would be completely different. You know, if the hammer was just in pod, right? Then you know this would be a completely different situation. I guess I'm just curious, Tam or Zaf, like anybody, and like, what were your vetoed modes? I see a bunch of like I think Telethar mentioned there were a bunch of keys modes that were on the docket, except for this one. Oh no. I think we found the big key early. On WallKicks' side. Half chest, lobby chest, one of those chests. Bridge chest even.
Yeah. I can't believe they vetoed Spoiler Open.
I know. Okay, has anybody played Spoiler Open other than you? Like
I played
in the Rumble
one round
stage?
of it in the Rumble stage, and I was surprised that even happened. Yeah, I mean, realistically, like, I don't even know if it's necessarily a problem because Spoiler Open is like at the end of the day, Spoiler is such a not RNG mode that like most of the time you're gonna like a team will look at it and be like, yeah, we're not winning that race. Why would we? Like, there's no reason we should keep it in there. Like casual boots, coin flip. Okay, cool. Cross keys, like even like you're looking at cross keys, you're like, God, that their team is so good at cross keys, and we have no entrance players. You still have way better chance of winning that than like you do of winning a Spoiler Open versus like, you know, some of the best spoiler players. So like, it is what it is. It's just gonna get banned every time if it's in the list, but that's okay. It's okay that, you know, because the other. Oh, okay. We're what's
no,
happening?
It's fine. It's just no, it's just Dead Rocks. Don't worry. Don't whatever. Like everything that you're saying is far more interesting than a WallKicks getting Dead Rock. So please continue.
Yeah. Yeah. No, because like you know, maybe the team deserves to be rewarded for being better at a mode that isn't RNG. Like your reward is that you get to not get your second favorite mode banned.
Mm-hmm.
Like you remove their ability to get a ban if Spoiler Open is just going to permanently be banned in this list. And
I see. Mm-hmm. Okay. So it maybe serves more than maybe a potential purpose, like just for being on the list as a strategic move. Because I guess like I don't actually know. I guess like some of the other modes, the most common bans, I guess, or the most frequent bans. I assume Open is up there. Maybe Swordless. Like I have seen, like I think Casual Boost was banned once. Cross keys I think was banned once. But I mean I don't have the stats for this either. So. Yeah.
No, I mean, like, Spoiler is definitely just way different, and I think that like in League, even though it didn't really hurt me, I think it was very obviously a problem that it was in that counterpick list because like it was very obviously different than all the other modes.
Mm-hmm.
But here it is strikeable, so like it's okay. It's still not, you know, it's still a little weird that it's on the list, but I don't know if that's a problem.
I think it was definitely worthwhile to at least have potentially, like, as in like you never really know. Like maybe the teams would have surprised you, right? And then maybe there were going to be more spoiler, people like enjoyers out there that maybe wanted to give the mode a try. It certainly could be. I certainly would. I support trying like these types of modes, in Survivors. But I think Zap also came up with the shop till you key drop, right? Maybe just trying something different. Also,
yeah, we don't talk about that mode, but no,
you're right. You're right. Okay, you're right. I'm sure that there are other things that we could talk about. Yes.
No, I mean, realistically, I think that if my team met Gamma's team, then neither team would have banned spoiler open. But I don't think any other matchup in this tournament is going to leave spoiler open on the table. Like every other matchup in this tournament probably looks at it as like, we're not playing spoiler open against those guys. One side is saying that to the other, like every time. But and there's a big key.
Okay. So in casual boots, if you decide to hope room first and you get 2 small keys, is there ever a scenario where you would open the middle door and go left?
No.
Okay, that's sad.
Like,
I just want to see the middle door open in like a non-retrance mode, right? Where it's like, I guess you have the resources, you could just go open the door.
I mean, no. So the problem is, we're getting a hover.
Yeah, we're gonna try and get the hover here. Werf did a pretty good job. Like, it's just I think he got caught turning, so then that's where he fell. Very, very nice on werfjig's side. So very solid.
Nice. Yep. Yeah. No. The problem is that like if you go right side and you get the key, like you're going hope room. It's called hope room because you're hoping to get the small key, so you can do compass room. Because
I'm learning. I thought it was the hope room was like you hope you find the small key and the big key there, and then you're just done.
Maybe that is what it's called, but you're definitely like it's definitely the most efficient full clear of the dungeon to do hope room, compass, then full left. The problem, like that's obviously going to be more efficient than Stalfos into hope, into compass, into back to the left, which is the alternative. The reason it's like not just always the answer is because when the big key is in compass room, but there's no small keys in hope room, the standard thing is you go hope into full left into suffer because you did full left and then last look at a compass.
Yeah, that's also really good. It's just it's as you said, it's a very bad feeling, and also I don't know if you want to like purposely inflict that much variance potential on like between yourself and your opponent.
Yeah,
I mean, it used to happen for quite some time. I mean, I think like the meta for finding like which route to take the GT to find the GT big key has I think changed for over the years. So.
You did guarantee us a 1 hour 20-minute seat. Looks like you're gonna just about make it in time.
That's right. I said 1 hour 20 tops. That is what I said. WallKicks, don't let me down. I guess there's. I mean, I think he'll be fine. He can't die, but I guess like the red mail and the fire shield doesn't help you like float on the platform for Ganon. Or Moldorm, for that matter. Okay, we got there.
Why did that hit?
I don't know. I was fully expecting for him to be bounced straight off, and somehow he was the one exploding. So.
I'm a little surprised we didn't open silvers. They opened 4 silvers. He doesn't.
We have silvers, or?
Oh, we have silvers. I'm paying attention. Right, that's right. I'm not surprised.
Yeah, we were. We were all complaining about how I was complaining about how WallKicks was using silvers and also werfjig was using silvers on Lambos.
Yeah, that did happen. That's true.
That's right. Okay, good active fight on WallKicks' side. Alright, looks like Werf's gonna take the similar route. Did Hope Room first, found a key. So he's gonna do all compass chests. Or compass, whatever, compass room. And then go find his key in Stealth's room.
Yep. And roughly after he finishes Mimics, WallKicks will done.
Silvers are actually really nice for these mummies. You can actually just take them down. A lot of enemies go down real quick in Gauntlet GT if you have silvers. Yeah, WallKicks says not worried whatsoever. He has red mail.
Yeah, no, this is the this is a fun, very challenging fight at this point for
that's
WallKicks.
right. I don't know, this is also probably observational bias. Like, things more often or not, especially for casual boosts, you just come here with at least some version of, like, tempered or silvers. Like, you could be on Master Sword silvers, you could be on tempered silverless, I mean, but usually it's a not uncomfortable fight, usually.
Yeah, it just depends on the speed. I think it's not that uncommon that you show up silverless Master Sword. You know, get your go mode sword on Moldorm chest.
Yeah, that's true. Have faith in GT. That always has something for you.
Yep. Alright, GG's for Wally. Advancing.
Yeah, big GG's. Yeah, first round of the semifinals on the other half of the bracket, or the side of the bracket, whatever. WallKicks versus werfjig. WallKicks takes the victory. Werf is definitely not far behind, and it's really, I think, just like the it's primarily the desert difference, right? He did do a little bit of extra overworld, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. There's and pod. That's right. Yeah.
I think I have the ability to do this. I do. We're joined by our winner, WallKicks.
Yo, WallKicks, GG's.
Yo, GG's.
What do you think of your State of the Seed?
I felt that this was just going to come down to an execution race. The seed was very linear. I think there were maybe two choices that you could have made differently. One, I think, is if you're an absolute chaotic person and do desert before your Dark World access, when you got an out of logic book, which could have potentially netted you an early hammer. The other choice is basically after you do what I'm assuming, you get your flute, you go to the desert area, or you go to the Mire area. I assume you do desert at that point. And then it's a matter of, okay, am I going to prepare for a pod, like a pendant pod play, or an Ice Palace play without the hammer? And if you choose Ice Palace without the hammer, maybe you do the green pendant turn and check just as like a, let me just flute over, turn that in, and then, oh, hammer, now I'm good to go to ice. Because I chose the pod play, I'm like, let me also do some North Darkwood checks. Let me just be thorough and, do the North Darkwood sweep, and then I'll, do pendant pod, and turn in the green pendant as I'm about to go into pendant pod. I think those are like really the only two choices that you really had to see that could have made a difference.
What about going to Aga when you get your Master Sword on Spectacle Rock?
I would have gone to Aga if I didn't get the big key out of Para. Like, if it was a small key, I would have left.
Yeah.
But since I got the big key, I'm like, okay, let me just do these. Let me just get the items. Like, let me just play this out. Because, like, in my head, I'm like, yeah, this is totally just a Naga seed. Like, obviously, this is a Naga seed. But I got the hook shot, and even with the hook shot, I'm like, this is still just a Naga seed. But I can't not follow it up. So
I mean,
Yeah.
so werfjig, for what it's worth, did like you guys had basically the exact same route for I don't know the first 30 minutes maybe, right? Also went up to do Hera with and found the hookshot and compass chest, and then did all of the mountain, and then went to Skull Woods, Thief's Town, and then like the only real point of divergence was after that was you decided to go to desert.
okay.
Yeah,
I mean-
you guys were pretty much doing the exact same thing, leaving Hype Cave or leaving Swamp.
Yeah, that makes sense up until that point. If you don't get baited into Aga, you're just following the seed as it is laid out before you.
Yeah.
But like I think the obviously getting the flute that led to a Mire Desert play as opposed to like an Ice Palace play, because one, you can check the Mire Medallion. Two, you've got a completable pendant dungeon for 3 items, which is the same amount of items you get at most in Ice Palace, and you don't have like Cane. It'd be a slow Ice Palace.
Mm-hmm.
So overall, like I said,
Yep.
I think the seed was fine. Like I said, it felt like it was just going to come down to an execution race, but maybe it looks like Werf took a different route after kind of the inflection point of, okay, now that you're done with your crystal, what do you do?
Yeah, I mean, right. So like you decided to do green pendant, so and Werf invested his time into pod as the major difference, or as one of the major differences. So and Quake was just on Laser Bridge.
Yep.
So after that, there wasn't, I think, a lot more openings. I think that Werf had in order to be able to catch up. So
Yeah, like I assume he also left behind Left Side Swamp.
yes, correct. Well, okay, he left it behind the actual left side, so he went back and
He went back for the big chest.
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. Yeah, the main difference was kind of messed around a bit more in the overworld, plus did pod before desert.
Yeah. And like I don't have a whole lot of overworld left. Like my overworld checks are Hammer Pegs, Magic Bat,
Spike Cave?
Spike Cave.
Spike Cave? Okay.
No, didn't do Spike Cave.
No, yeah, I mean, I feel like it's hard to ever do any of those. Like, you're just gonna go do TR after getting your hammer.
Oh, absolutely.
GG's to Werf.
Yeah, big GG's to werfjig. I mean, like, I think you both played the seed very well. Again, like, you were pretty much the same, doing the exact same things for the first, 35 whatever minutes of the seed. It's just, again, like, I talked about this earlier, the decision to go into desert versus pod, directly, right? As opposed to, doing desert into pod. It's kind of like the major difference maker.
I mean, and if the hammer's in pod, it's a completely different story.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. That was the decision.
At that point, it's entirely which decision was the right one, and in this seed, it was mine. Next seed, it could very easily have been what Werf chose. So, yeah, this was just like this was just peak rando.
Yep.
This is and coincidentally, this is the only non-keys, non-entrance mode that you guys are playing the semifinals. So hopefully things will be a little bit more balanced later on. There's like 80 keys and
There's 80 keys, cross keys, and influ keys are our other three.
Okay, yeah, all right. We are joined by werfjig. GG's.
GG's.
Yo, GG's, dude.
Yeah,
GG's Werf.
it feels
Sorry
bad.
about pod.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. It's like I can only use one part of my brain. I either execute well or I don't route well, or I route well.
I don't think the routing was bad. I mean, like, as we were talking with WallKicks earlier, like, you guys were pretty much like the exact same route for the first, like, I don't know, like 35 minutes. Like, yeah, I think Telltale said, yeah, basically up to a swamp, right?
Mhm.
Both skip left side. Well, you went back for the big chest, but I mean, like, up to that point, it was basically the same. And you just went to pod, and WallKicks decided to go to desert. Like, how is that different? Or, you don't know what a hammer is.
Yeah, that's not a bad routing choice. It's just the unfortunate routing choice.
Yeah, as I was going there too, I was starting to kick myself because I'm like, as I was walking past where I would mirror for Saha, I was like, desert
Mhm.
makes way too much sense. It's a lot quicker to get to. Especially because I lost a portal on a Graveyard Ledge on the way over.
Oh.
So I had to abandon that and do that route all over again. But I
Oh,
really
no.
should have just gone to I should have just gone to desert at some point and cut my losses. But pod 5 desert, I guess 3.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was desert mire area. I hadn't done Agina's cave, so for me, it was definitely the more lucrative play.
Mm-hmm. I think I went and did Mire Shed and Agina a bit earlier than that.
Okay.
That would have been a good time to do desert as well. But I think I might have had a full swamp that was open outside of Hammer
No,
Logic.
because that was post flute,
It was post
which was
flute.
at Hype Cave.
Okay. Yeah, I don't
And
know why I
basically,
left.
you just did the overworld and left, and
Yeah, well, that makes sense.
I mean, there was five. It was more likely at that point after doing the overworld to be in pod. I don't.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like
Yeah.
checks are checks, and sometimes they're the wrong ones, sometimes they're the right ones.
Exactly.
That's just how it goes. Did you enjoy the hammer strats in Ice Palace?
Your
I mean
hammer dash.
the
Yeah.
dash.
The nice
Yeah.
little hammer dash, yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
It's great.
It's too bad you had tempered sword to make it not the good one.
I couldn't just drop my sword.
Unfortunate.
Yeah.
I was really hoping for a very spicy Argus without the hammer that you guys both specky clipped into. Too bad you had at least 2 swords, I think. Did you have 3?
I definitely had tempered.
Yeah, you 3. Yeah.
At that
Yeah,
point,
tempered
so.
was, I think, just in Thieves Town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did see that lovely sword on Ped, and I was like, And I was like, nah, I'm not gonna worry about it.
I always forget to check Ped. It's a serious hole in my game. I guess it was
No
a time
worries.
save this time, but having Quake be there would have been really sad.
Yeah, that
I mean, having Quake would have been there. You probably still might have beaten me to it, because I don't know. I don't know if he finished pod, or just did all the items.
I couldn't do.
Oh yeah, hammer done. Yeah.
And of course there was an item on Helma, so just the extra, punch in the groin there.
Rip.
Yep. But no, it was a pretty fun race. It was relatively straightforward. There was just that lull without the hammer.
Yep. Yeah, GG's. Thank you for the restream on short notice, and thank you, Werf, for racing me on short notice.
Yeah. I know we had a lot of trouble scheduling this, so I appreciate your flexibility. And
yeah, no worries.
I want to echo appreciate getting the restream up on such short notice. It's
baseball is amazing. Just gonna put it out there.
Yeah.
Thank you for the restream.
Thank you so much. And thanks for the comms, and apologies to the tracker.
Don't worry, Tam is I'm sure Tam's backpack is more than ready to go. Oh, that's great. Yeah,
just have Tam run it back.
Yep.
Tam, I mean, they did what was a Herculean feat, being able to the fact that I think Tam gets a lot of the credit for getting the team here to semis. So
yeah,
that's great.
More or less all the credit, but yeah.
No,
no, I know, I joke.
I did say, like, the one thing I did talk to the team about is, like, we gotta win one. We gotta win one for Tam. We gotta win one for Tam. So
they're doing 3 this time at most.
That's why this loss stings a little more. It has nothing to do with the seed. It's just I just keep letting Tam down.
Aw.
But this misery is also hilarious. So there's that silver lining.
Fair. But thank you guys. I think I'm gonna head out.
Yeah. No. Thanks again, WallKicks. Thanks for
Thank you guys.
racing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and obviously, big thank you to baseball who, hopped in basically, did volunteers restreaming, for Absalom very short notice. So super appreciative of that. Thank you, Tam, for I think waking up at like 6 a.m. your time or something to respond. You can track, and thanks Telethar. I literally asked him on streams like, "Are you free in 3 hours?" He's like, "Yes." So thank you you guys so much.
Thanks for asking.
No, very much appreciative. I mean, obviously, like werfjig and WallKicks, excellent runners. I mean, obviously, as our Tam and Telethar is just like an all-star crew, for this. So super glad to be able to actually have everything come together. So thank you all so much.
Yeah, thank you. Clear Mouse really spearheaded getting volunteers today, so thank you for helping me get this on. Yeah, this time happened to work out great for me. Great time for me to restream if you want to schedule more races in this time. Yep, that's gonna do it for us today. Thank you, runners, comms, trackers. You're all amazing. And we'll see you next time. I have no idea when the next Survivors of Hyrule match is. But keep an eye on the schedule. We'll try to get that one up too. Of course, we'll try to get as many as we can up. So thanks, y'all. We'll see you next time. Bye.